Hello and welcome to Big Purpose Mastermind. I'm your host, Scott Wilhite. Super excited about this week. We are doing Russell Brunson week. And now if you have, so first of all, this show is for anyone who feels like they have a calling, a mission, a life's work to accomplish, something that I would call a big purpose, something bigger than themselves. And if you're trying to figure out how to actually do that, what we do on this show is we look at some of those masters of influence, people who have been able to show up and share their gift in remarkable ways. And we learn some things from them. And this week is Russell Brunson week. Holy cow, put your seatbelt on. This is a rocket ride. You are absolutely going to love this. There's so much great stuff that he is doing and so many things that you can learn and go, oh, I could do that too. And anyway, you're going to love it. Okay. So with that, I wanted to share with you. Oh yeah. Real quick. One of the things that I love about doing this show is that everyone does it differently. Now we've looked at a bunch of different masters of influence and you're going to find that some, they're all different. And you are unique too. And how you show up and how you share your message is going to be completely different from what some of these other people have done. But one of the things that I find consistently is they show up through video. They get their message out through video because with video, you're able to really make a difference in the world. I call it, let's see. Yeah. Okay. So if you show up as the trusted source, you can use video to serve, sell, and scale. Scale means that you're really able to make that difference around the world, or just kind of, you can impact more people. Now, this is something that I've been working on, and I haven't cracked the code on it yet, but I am noticing some things that some of these different masters of influence are doing, and it's absolutely remarkable. So real quick, let me run through the week with Russell so you know what to expect. Okay, today we are going to talk about his origin story, how he uses that to make a difference. Then tomorrow we're going to talk about overcoming obstacles. On Wednesday, we're going to talk about how he's using video to accomplish his big purpose. And on Thursday, we're going to talk about some innovative video strategies. I mean, this is really cool what he's doing here. And then on Friday, we'll close it out with clarity on who he is serving. Russell Brunson week. Pretty awesome stuff. Okay, I have a quote of the day to share with you. This comes from Irma Bombeck. She says, there are people who put their dreams in a little box and say, yes, I've got dreams. Of course I've got dreams. Then they put the box away and bring it out once in a while and look in it. And yep, they're still there. These are great dreams, but they never even get out of the box. It takes an uncommon amount of guts to put your dreams on the line, to hold them up and say, how good or bad am I? That's where courage comes in. Irma Bombeck. Okay, I share that with you because showing up and sharing your message is hard stuff. It is challenging and it's nerve-wracking. And I don't know what's holding you back. I don't know what your obstacles are right now, but maybe you've got fear, maybe you've got anxiety, maybe you've got that perfectionism that is keeping you from actually sharing your message the way that you know you could. Okay, hopefully what you learn with Russell Brunson this week is going to help change that for you so that you can truly get out there and make the difference that you know that you can make. So let's see if I had anything else for you before I start. We start with Russell. Okay, so today we're going to talk about his origin story. Now, if you are a fan of Russell Brunson, if you have followed him for a while, one of the things that you've probably heard about a lot is his potato gun story. Okay, and that can absolutely be considered an origin story. It's like the spider bite to, from the radioactive spider to Spider-Man. It's what gave him his superpowers. And that's what Russell uses a lot of times in sharing his message, is about the potato gun story and where he started to learn he could make money online. Okay, it's an awesome origin story. You dig into his stuff, attend any of his conferences, and you're going to hear that story. It's awesome. I'm actually going to skip that story because I think there's something else that is incredibly valuable that he shares that is anyway, it helps anybody who wants to have a business online, because it's not just starting out. It's not just that complete origin, because as you start, you're going to have some obstacles that are going to throw you. And he certainly had that threw him. So let me share. I'm going to start a bit of this and then we're going to talk. And pay attention to the beginning of this, how he hooks you. Okay, here we go. Oh, I got to turn up the volume so you can hear it. Here we go.
Dad, what's going on? I could go to jail for that?
This is the time that I almost lost it all. But like so many of my stories, sometimes you gotta lose everything before you can see what really matters most.
Boom. Okay, I'm just going to stop there. Okay, so Russell is a great teacher in helping people use story. What he does is he calls it hook, story, offer. Okay, you hook them with the very beginning with something there that's making them want to watch it. It's what gets people to watch TV shows. It's like there's you could have trailers, you could have episodic shows, and there's going to be a hook in there, and they will hook you throughout that get you watching through the commercial breaks and watching the next episode. Okay, he did a masterful job there on hook, story, offer. Right there, we just watched the hook, and then also what you're going to find, he is excellent at that story part. Okay, at sharing this story. Now, what he's done with this is he's dramatized it. And now we've talked about a few other people. If you remember, several people have done this. If you remember Clint Pulver, we looked at some of his videos where he dramatized his origin story. He said that accounted for 90% of his sales. Okay, he's a public speaker, and so 90% of his bookings came because of that short story. So what Russell has done here is he's dramatized a story that happened in his life that was just transformative. And it's not at the very beginning of his business. It's actually as his business was growing and doing pretty well, and there was a recession. Anyway, we're going to jump into it again, but I am going to play just that first 13 seconds again. As we look at this, think about hook. What is it that makes you want to watch this and be able to and see what the whole story is? Because he replays a little. Anyway, let's jump into this one more time. It's a great hook.
Dad, what's going on? I could go to jail for that?
This is the time that I almost lost it all. But like so many of my stories, sometimes you gotta lose everything before you can see what really matters most.
You love the vomit scene.
It was 2008, 2009, when the recession started hitting for most companies around us. Not only was the recession not hurting us, it was actually doing really well for us. And we were thriving and having so much success.
Hey, thanks for CCing me on that Patel email, Claire. Quick.
Okay, so he dramatizes his story about a time when his business was doing great. He had a whole lot of people in his call centers. He was making business. It was good. And then one of his employees comes to him and says, every credit card payment is failing. Here we go.
It's failing. All the merchant accounts are frozen.
And then literally overnight, we got all of our merchant accounts shut down.
Just text Samuel from Empire. Their credit cards are frozen too.
Everyone doing membership programs are shut down. What should we do?
Hi, I'm calling about an account shut down.
Isn't that great music that goes with it too?
Are you kidding? No, we're completely legit. Well, I don't understand. Why did you shut us down? No, but what I told you already that we are completely legitimate, and no, I'm not raising my voice.
I'm gonna play.
Please, if you back up for a second. What I'm trying to say is we do have the money, and those accounts are. I know. Well, I told you. We are.
And then they hang up. Okay, so this was a time in his business where he was doing a lot of online business, a lot of online sales, and the merchant accounts, the kind of credit card companies, there were a bunch of fraudulent companies out there, and so they just shut everybody down that was doing recurring income streams like this. And even though they had a very legitimate business and happy customers and things like that, they shut everybody down, not just Russell's company, but others. And they couldn't get access to their money. They couldn't get access to their funds. And it totally crippled his business. So anyway, he's full of anxiety. He talks to some of his employees. I'm going to play this part.
But right now we don't have enough money for next week's payroll.
So what? You want us working for free, Russell? I'll get the heck out of here. I'm worth more than that.
And then
Guys.
a bunch of his employees walk out. Okay, so a lot of times people in sharing their stories, they don't tell about the hard stuff. And the hard stuff is what connects with us, because that's where we go, yeah, I'm there right now, you know, and we have that connection. Okay, in Russell telling this story, I mean, what he does in his business, actually, you know what? I should just back up. If you don't know Russell Brunson, he runs ClickFunnels, this amazing company that helps you have an online funnel that helps you make sales online. And he teaches people how to do this. And a lot of times people think it's easy, or they think it's you do it one time and suddenly everything's going to work for you. And it's not that way. It's a challenge over and over and over again. And so as he comes in and he shares this story, what he's doing is he's connecting with anybody who is in the struggle right now, and he's showing them that there's a way out. And sometimes it's a really challenging way out. I'm just gonna, let's see. So there's another part where he wakes up in the morning. He's like, I can't even go into work. I can't face my employees anymore. How do I get them to believe in this vision? You know, we have no money. And his wife is kind enough, and she says, let's pray. I love that he puts that in there. You're going to find out a little bit more this week about how he's got a deeper purpose than just making money, or than just helping other people make money, be entrepreneurs. And you're going to see that in really deep ways. Okay. I'll just kind of play one more part for you. So he goes to this marketing conference in Las Vegas, and they're just trying to, like, all these people are in the same boat. They're all having their merchant accounts shut down. They're trying to kind of party and just take their mind off of the stresses of this. And then he pulls out his phone and checks his email. Here we go.
Check my emails, and there's an email from my dad at the very top.
He basically said, hey, just so you know, I just got off the phone with Lindsay. We've been going
and
through
this
your
is
books,
Russell
and
here.
she's like, she finally broke down and she admitted that she hasn't been paying payroll taxes. I asked her why. She said it's because we didn't have the money for the check. And finally she broke down and she had a whole drawer full of letters from IRS. She was hiding, had penalties and fees, all sorts of stuff. It was getting worse and worse. And I said, I think at the time it was over $250,000 we owed in payroll taxes.
Dad, what's going on?
You understand the scenario.
Does this sound familiar?
Not paying your payroll taxes means a fine. If you're unable to pay your payroll taxes, they'll throw you in jail.
I could go to jail for that?
I've heard that before, right?
Okay. And I was just like, I remember like seeing this room, and I feel like everything was spinning. And I remember the next day we were flying home.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it there. He goes a little bit further in here. He comes back to his employees. They talk about how a whole bunch of employees have left, and anyway, he gets to this crisis point, and then it says to be continued. But if you notice right back here, he replays that hook that he had at the beginning that makes you want to watch it. That's like at the end of this part, and then he has it to be continued. See, he's using hook, story, offer all the way through. He's a masterful storyteller, and he's allowed his team to dramatize his story so that other people could see it and hear this. Now, this is an important story because anybody who is an entrepreneur knows how hard it is, how soul-wrecking it is in trying and failing and then finally making it. But it's all of those failures, first attempt in learning, all of those failures that add up that make the success so sweet. So anyway, that is our introduction to Russell Brunson Week. Awesome stuff. We're going to see a lot of different ways, a lot of different ways that he's using video. You know, some people show up super slick, and like this one was like well produced. He hired a video crew to dramatize his story. You're going to see some stuff where he swings the pendulum on the other side and really shows up just as himself. Really cool stuff. So with that, I just want to remind you, if you've missed any of our other Masters of Influence that we've looked at in Big Purpose Mastermind, go to schoolofhumanity.tv. You get free access into this. You can see Marie Forleo, Les Brown, Meg Johnson, Mel Robbins, Clint Pulver, Lisa Nichols, so many great people there. And now you can catch all of Russell Brunson Week as we go throughout the week. You can catch the past episodes there. And anyway, I just want to get you excited about what you are going to see this week. Yes, you have a calling. Yes, you have a purpose. Yes, you have a life's work to accomplish. Video may be a big part of that. Okay. I hope what we shared today has given you some encouragement, and I hope now you are encouraged to go make life better.